Alright, y'all, it's quarantine story time. So 2 weeks ago, I started feeling nauseous, I was throwing up, I had a fever, I was having severe night sweats. Me, being the dumbass that I am, is like, you know what, this'll pass. Like, it's NBD, no big deal. Right, okay. Well, it goes on a week, and then I'm like, yo, something's up. And so, you know, my initial thought is, so I call my doctor, I'm telling the nurse all my symptoms, and then she's like, did you also have this symptom? Did you also feel this way? And I'm just like, And then she said the dreaded, awful words. She said I have to get tested for the coronavirus. So, because I've been paying attention to everybody else talking about how horrible the test is, I'm like, can we just not? And she said, no, we have to. So, the next day I got tested for COVID. Now, everybody who knows me knows that, yes, I am a bit overdramatic. A bit. Okay? But at the same time, I was like, no, you know what? I gotta do it. I'm gonna be fine. Okay? I wasn't fine. Okay, so I pull up to the hospital, right? Alright. There's this lady with a sign, and she literally looks like she's in the middle of the apocalypse. And it says, keep your windows rolled up. Stop here. Do not go until we instruct you. Take out your photo ID and press it up against the glass. And I'm like, yo, this is some like apocalyptic type shit. Okay? So I do that. And then she's like, come forward. And I'm like, ooh, this is hell. I'm going into hell. So I'm sitting there in my car, and two nurses walk out with full-on hazmat suits, okay? The whole shebang. And face masks that have shields on them, all right? And they're just walking over to my side of the car. I'm like, please roll your window down. And all I'm seeing is hazmat, face shield. So I'm sitting there, head on my headrest, all right? And she takes out, you know, the big-ass swabs. And I'm like, okay, been here, done that. If you guys know what a roto-rooter is, okay, that shit goes all up in those pipes. Like, it is going deep, all right? Literally. It's like she's taking a roto-rooter to the inside of my brain and sizzling it apart. Like, it felt like I was burning from the inside out. Okay, and then she's like, okay, I'm going to do the other side now. And I'm like, great, awesome. Like, I've already been through the first one. Maybe it'll be fine. It wasn't fine. Felt like they were taking a blowtorch to my brain. Okay? Like, you know when you get the flu, like they're doing the flu test or whatever, like get up in your nostrils and they're just kind of like swiping around. No, it's like I felt the Q-tip all the way in the back of my brain. Okay? Like not even in the frontal lobe, the back. And then they just take these two Q-tips, put them in a little baggie, and they're like, okay, have a good day. And I'm like, you too. Tears streaming down my face, like, it's fine. Okay, so I'm driving back home, burning sensation still happening, and I'm like, what did they do to me? You know, kind of like conspiracy theory. So I get home, I'm feeling better, I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna move on with my day. Move on with my life. Alright, I got the results back way sooner than I thought I would. Came back negative. Alright, hip hip, hooray. My life is all good and better, you know? Just moving on with life. But I was wrong. So my doctor's nurse calls me and is like, okay, well your results came back negative, but now we don't really know what's wrong with you. And I'm like, that's fantabulous. And you know, of course, during COVID, like, that's the last thing that you want to hear. Like, we don't know what's wrong with you, but you don't have COVID. Anyway, also, to put on top of this, I am legally not allowed to come back to work because I've had symptoms of the virus, even though the test came back negative. Because of the fact that I was still having symptoms, I was required to do it again. So the next day, I went to a new hospital, I'm rolling up, I'm like, you know what, I'm a pro at this. Like, I know what you need, I know what to do. The whole first part was totally different, and it threw me off my game. But, like, there was no chick with a sign, so I felt like I was less in the apocalypse than the first time. So I'm like, okay, it's a little encouraging. The nurses weren't in hazmat suits like the other nurses at the other hospital, so I was like, you know what? This is chill, you know? Like, I was hyping myself up, like, I can do this, and first time around, I was like, no, I can't, okay? I get here, and I'm like, you know what? It's all good. Like, I got this. Let's just go ahead and do it. Okay, so the nurses come out with their little Q-tips, tell me to put my head on the headrest. I'm like, yeah, I know the deal. I'm like, I know what to expect. It's not going to hurt as bad as the first time because I've done this before. I was so wrong to the point where it felt like this swabbing of each nostril both took like 5 minutes. So I'm sitting there, nurse just swirling around like, we're just making a smoothie out of your brain, like it's fine. Also, I forgot to mention the first time they swabbed it at the other hospital, they gave me a tissue to blot my eyes and blow my nose because they knew my eyes were going to water. And I was very thankful for that, okay? But this time, they didn't give me a tissue, and they were in both sides of my brain for at least 5 minutes each. I'm telling you guys, I'm not being overdramatic this time. Like, it took so long. And they didn't even give me a goddamn tissue. So as I'm driving home, I'm thinking about the fact that they didn't swab my nose as much the first time. So, you know, in my brain, I'm like, oh my God, they didn't catch the virus because they didn't throw around as long, you know? Like, full-on conspiracy theory in my brain. Like, I was convinced that I had the coronavirus. But because the first nurses didn't, you know, make a smoothie out of my brain, I tested negative for it, right? But then I got my test results later that night, and it came back negative again, and people still don't know what's wrong with me. So, like, welcome to the shit show.